Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. We welcome to our online teaching, Ekalaiva. Actually, we are discussing about People's Revolt in History, Unit 4. In our previous classes, we discussed about Vellore Revolt, causes, effects and failure of Vellore Revolt. Today we are going to discuss about the revolt of 1857, causes of the revolt, immediate cause, the outbreak of the revolt, force of the revolt, suppression of the revolt, the causes for the failure of the revolt, and the consequences of the revolt. The early uprising did not succeed in threatening the British in India. British thought their rule was not accepted to a large section of the population. The revolt 1857 was a product of the character and the policies of colonial rule. The effect of British expansionist policies, economic exploitation, and administrative innovations had affected the positions of all rulers of Indian states. Now, the causes of the revolt. The most important cause of revolt 1857 was discontent of the British policy of economically exploiting India. People were not satisfied with the economic policies followed by the Britishers. They thought that Britishers were exploiting them. Then policies of doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliance. We discussed a separate chapter about this doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliance already. And the policy of effective control. All these things created dissatisfaction among the people, and the conversion activities of Christian missionaries were looked upon with fear. Our people were fear about those activities, and abolition of practices like sati, female infanticide, and support to widow remarriage and female education. All these things, yeah, in which Britishers interfered. These Indian people, they thought that Britishers are interfering in our Indian culture. So they hated that. At last, Indian sepoys, they were looked upon as inferior beings, and Britishers were exploiting them. British officers exploited our Indian sepoys. They were paid much when compared to the British soldiers, and they were not given promotion. The higher army posts were reserved only for the British people. So our Indian sepoys suffered a lot under the British officers. These were the causes of the revolt. Now, the immediate cause of the revolt was the introduction of Enfield rifle in the army. So, if you take this Enfield rifle, the top of the cartridge of this rifle, it was to be removed by mouth before loading it. These cartridges were made of fat of pig and cow. So, the Indian sepoys believed that the Britishers wantedly, they are compelling them to use this to spoil the religion of both the Hindus and the Muslims. Because Hindus, we give respect to cow as our god, and Muslims, they hated pig. So the soldiers determined to refuse their service, and ultimately they started to revolt against the British. So this was the immediate cause of the revolt. So the immediate cause of the revolt was the use of greased cartridges. Next one, the outbreak of the revolt. On 29th March 1857 at Baratpur, a place near Kolkata, Mangal Pandey, he was a young sepoy. He refused to use that greased cartridge and he shot his surgeon. Surgeon means the upper rank official, British official. For that he was arrested and also he was executed. So this news started to spread over all the areas and many sepoys they started to revolt against the British. Now the outbreak of the revolt. Sorry, we discussed about the outbreak of the revolt. Now course of the revolt we are going to start. On 10th May 1857, the sepoys of 3rd Cavalry, 3rd Division at Meerut openly revolted by entering into the prison and they started to release their comrade soldiers. They were ultimately joined by 11th and 20th Native Infantry. Infantry means the group of soldiers who fight on foot. They also joined them and they murdered some English officers and then they started to march towards Delhi. So the arrival of Meerut Sipais at Delhi on 11th May, they declared Bahadur Shah as the emperor of revolt. So Delhi became the center of the great revolt with the support of Bahadur Shah too. The revolt spread quickly all over the country. There were mutinies at Lucknow, Kanpur, Jhansi, Bareilly, Bihar, Faizabad and many other places especially in North India. Many of the Indians they found that it was a great opportunity for them to rise against the British. Some Indians whose titles and pensions were abolished and refused by the British, they also participated in it in order to take revenge against the British. In central India also the revolt was guided by Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi. She was one of the greatest patriots of India. She fled from Jhansi and she joined with Tanshia Top, who was the leader against the British at a place called Gwalior. But the Britishers they captured Gwalior in 1858. Rani was killed in the battle and Tanshia Top he fled away but was captured and later executed. So according to the British, present at the time of revolt, Rani Lakshmibai was the best and the bravest among the leaders of the revolt of 1857. Now suppression of the revolt. The Lord Canning, who was the Governor General, he took immediate steps to suppress the revolt. So what he did know, he collected the forces of Madras, Bombay, Sri Lanka and Burma. On his own initiative, he called the British army. He ordered the Sikh army to proceed to Delhi immediately. Through this, the Britishers they regained their lost positions very soon. Delhi was recaptured by General John Nicholson on 20th September and deportation of Bahadur Shah II to Rangoon where he died in 1862. So in this tabular column you can see the places of revolt in Delhi. The revolt was under the leader Bahadur Shah II. and it was suppressed by the British official John Nicholson. And at Lucknow, the revolt was led by Begum Hazrat Mahal, and it was suppressed by Henry Lawrence. And in Kanpur, the leader of the revolt was Nana Sahib, and it was suppressed by Sir Colin Campbell. And in Jhansi and Gwalior, we discussed in detail, isn't it? Lakshmi Bai and Tanshia too belongs to Gwalior. Those revolts were suppressed by General Hood Rose. And in Bareilly, the revolt was led by Khan Bahadur Khan, and it was suppressed by Sir Colin Campbell. And in Bihar, it was led by Kunwar Singh, and it was suppressed by William Taylor. Now, the causes for the failure of the revolt. So, there was lack of organization in the army, discipline. They had no common plan of action. There was no proper leaders to guide them. And at last, modern weapons and techniques. Indians were lagging in modern weapons and techniques because Britishers were very advanced. They used new weapons and they used various techniques. And if you take the rebel leaders, they were not matching the British generals. The British generals, they were in very advanced. Next one, non-participation. People of Bengal, Bombay, Madras, Western Punjab and Rajputana, they didn't show any interest in the revolt. They didn't participate in the revolt. And moreover, the modern educated Indians also, they did not support the revolt because they thought that only Britishers can improve our country and they can only introduce various reforms and modernize the Indian society. So, educated Indians, they did not support the revolt. And last thing, the Britishers, they managed to get the loyalty of the Sikh, Afghans, and the Gurkha regiments. So, if you take this Gurkhas, no, they helped the British in suppressing the revolt. They played a very important role in suppressing the revolt by supporting the British. The Britishers, they had better weapons and better generals and better organization. So these are the various causes for the failure of the revolt. Now consequences of the revolt. This revolt of 1857, it marked a turning point in the history of India. It brought lot of changes in the administration system as well as the policies of the government. The Governor General was given the title of Viceroy, and the Board of Directors and the Board of Control were placed by 15 members headed by one secretary to supervise all the Indian affairs. And our army, the Indian army, was thoroughly reorganized. There were a lot of changes made in the Indian army. The British military policy came to be dominated by the idea of divide and conquer force. There was no unity among the Indian rulers. Britishers utilized that opportunity and they easily wiped out our country. So, in fact, the revolt of 1857, it played a very important role in bringing the Indian people together and imparting them the consciousness of belonging to one country. Here and there, patriotism improved after this revolt, and many people they started to rise against the British. The revolt paved the way for the rise of the modern national movement also, and it was at the beginning of the 20th century that the 1857 revolt came to be interpreted as a planned war of national independence, and it was called as First War of Indian Independence also. Okay children, in this we discussed about various revolts of our country. Okay, thank you, children.